And he's like, "Where's the money, Whitney? Where's the money?
Look at all
Where's
the
the money?"
Where's
machines.
the money, Whitney?
Look at all these machines I've
I'm like,
So
bought.
many
"Yeah,
tings, no
but
money.
listen."
And welcome back to another great episode of the Red Black Project. Crystal and John,
Hey,
what's up?
same old, same old.
Same old
Not
with a
really.
twist.
Yeah.
More on that twist in the life update, as always.
What's the twist?
So you're gonna want to stick around.
Yeah,
for that.
we're both gonna find out
that
because I
that
don't remember.
that thing.
Oh, that thing. Okay,
That thing.
yes, that's true.
Because I haven't posted about that thing yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Touche.
Yes. So that thing on the life update, you're gonna want to stick around for.
Okay.
But this episode is brought to you by.
Excuse me, Katie with Monarch Pine. If you are looking for jewelry findings or blanks, make sure to check out her website, monarchpine.com, and be sure to use code Riley Black for 10% off. But if you're patron, you get a higher discount.
That's right. And if you are a patron, be sure you're a member of the TRBP Hangout Facebook group. That's where we post those patron-only discounts. Plus, we do our after darks there, and it just gets spicy in the chat over there.
Yeah, it's after
and
dark.
It's after dark. That's right.
It's laser and other stuff. Just
And,
yeah,
and the group
whatever happens.
and the group is a reflection of that.
Yeah.
But if you're not a patron member yet, we have a Facebook group for you too. It's the Riley Black Project Community Facebook group, and there we just talk about guests and shows
laser
and
stuff,
laser
the
stuff,
latest
and
shows.
Yep, it's just another laser
And
group
then
for you to join.
But we do 4 lives a year that
That's
are
right.
open to everyone.
That's right. We just
So-
wrapped one up. It was really engaging. It was a lot of fun. Your mom joined us on that
I
one.
did.
It
I was like,
fun.
I don't know if I'm going to regret this or not, but let me
Yeah.
invite my mom because
Yeah.
you accidentally went live on my public
One time.
Facebook page once,
Right.
And she was like, you know,
Yeah.
trying to join. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I'll let her join this
Right.
one.
All right. Awkward cut because it's time for our patrons' names.
And our shout outs.
Shout
All
outs.
right,
Who
here
they
we
are.
go. Heidi, Tanner, Ann, Melody P, Thymata, Pam with Barefoot Inspirations, Alicia Logan, Christian C, Christian with Tumbly House Creative, Kim and Garrett, Patricia L, Michelle with Edward Stitch and Laser, Toby with Cuddle.xyz, Christina M, Jen with Laser Last Design Co, Candy with Turtle to Goat Creations, Sheila with Sign Inspirations LLC, Natalie C, Hannah B, Daniel with the Live Pixel Creates, Danny M, Stephanie with Pretty Pitty Design, Catherine with Primary Market, Bree with the Burn Shack, Aaron with Aaron's Acrylic Animals, Christy C, Jess with JT Financial Studio, Rexy with Spreading Stardust, Superfan Brandy, Victor with Excited Adam, Katie with Monarch Pine, Lisa, David with Creative Cut Supplies, Stephanie L, Barbie C, Madison B, Emily, That Mom with Laser, Mark with Big Blue Laser Designs, Kathy Ray, The Testing Queen, MJ with Crafting Carry Customs, Ryan with Sprouts Creations, and Will with Crazy Laser Dad.
Thank you to all that support us over on Patreon
Yes.
and that just watch us. We love you all.
We appreciate you.
Well, anyway, our guest is on a time crunch.
Yes.
Our guest today is an LPN. Does hair on the side.
Yeah.
Uh,
The braids. I'm amazed by
yeah.
anybody.
I
who
used
can do
to
braids.
have
You
get
used
braids
to do
done,
cornrows.
but the rows have dried out. There's no more corn up here. It's all gone. Welcome to the show,
Dry field.
right? Whitney from Whitney Crafty Tings.
Yes, thank
Hi.
you for having me on the show, Crystal and
Yeah.
John.
Of course.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah. So did you say where she was from?
No, I didn't.
So you're from Trinidad and Tobago, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. And you lived there for 16 years before you came over?
Yes. Graduated high school there, and then I moved over here to Florida.
Nice. So you've been in Florida the whole time?
Yes,
Nice.
Florida the whole time.
South
Yeah.
Florida.
South Florida, yeah. Tampa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Not too
Nice.
bad.
Yeah. We're in Central Florida now. We used
Yeah.
to be in South
South
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fort
nice,
Lauderdale
yeah.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you get into lasers? I know you have a whole plethora of machines, but what was the machine that started that? Is it the typical one for us, the vinyl?
Yes, the crickets. Yes,
Yep.
that's how I started. I actually used to do a whole lot of like hand calligraphy stuff,
Okay.
and I used to do stuff that looked like I was lasering, but it was not lasering.
Oh, nice.
So,
So like
I
hand
actually
burning?
yes, I actually started with I remember making a gift for an anniversary sign,
Uh-huh.
and they wanted like a wooden sign, and I used the cheapest tools
Excuse me.
possible, which was a magnifying glass.
Oh.
And I
Stop it.
put foil tape onto the wood, handwritten like the anniversary date, in a Sharpie. Then I cut that out with an X-Acto knife. And I went
Uh-huh.
outside with a magnifying
Stop
glass, and I had the
it.
Wow.
magnifying glass burning the wood. And I just
Okay,
peel off
listen.
the tape, and it looked like an engraving.
Talk
That
about
like
resourcefulness.
right? Like the people, I think some of the people who start with like a diode are like crazy but smart, right? Because
Magnifying glass
a
and a stencil.
diode, they can be like as cheap as like a couple hundred,
Right.
right? But
Yeah,
depending on where you're at in life, that can still be
Yeah.
unaffordable.
Yeah.
But they're like really slow and they have limits to what they can cut, what they can engrave, etc. But starting with a magnifying glass, that
magnifying glass. Yes.
resourceful. That how long did it take?
It took some time because it burns really slow, and I have to
Right.
control it that
Well,
way I don't have
yeah.
one spot that's burned too much and one spot that's
Right.
lighter. So me and my patient, I just sit there just burning it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm outside in the Florida sun, so
And
I'm
she's
outside in the sun
So
she's
you're
set,
baking too, right?
she's setting
baking.
with the
Yes,
sun. She keeps moving.
yes,
Just turn. Oh my god! Did your
yeah.
hand or your arm cramp? Like I. That's
No, not
impressive.
really.
Seriously.
I think I actually have a video. I actually made a video because
Oh, I need to see.
um after that, after the magnifying glass, I
Yeah.
upgraded to a wood burning pen, so I can plug
Nice.
that one in and I can go
Right.
inside. But it was
Yeah.
still all handwritten. I still
Handwritten.
had to do everything manually.
That's amazing.
And then from that, I moved on to the iconic screen stencil and torch paste. So with that one, I was like
Okay.
more advanced. So I can print the object, whatever
Yeah.
graphic I wanted. Then expose it with the UV light,
Yeah.
and then put the torch paste on there and use a heat gun. And
Okay.
then that was like my most advanced of all the cheap versions. So that's
I
how I
love
Wow.
it.
started with
That's
that.
so
So like
great.
literally from the bottom.
Right.
Listen, yeah,
From
that's
from
I will not forget that.
from like the cave. Really.
Right?
That's like
So
caveman.
you remember when I made that cutting board for your grandmother with the wood
Yeah.
burning tool,
Yeah.
and how she didn't believe
Right.
that I made it?
Mhm.
But like again, if you looked, it was not that great.
Right.
Like, but
But she had never
considering it was a
seen
wood burning
anything
tool and it was
like
my
that.
first time,
Right.
like, and I
Yeah.
had practiced on some other ones, but she was like, no, she
Right.
didn't.
I had to
she-
show her the video of her actually sitting there doing it because I
Yeah.
knew she wasn't gonna believe her. So I was
Really?
like, let me get
That's so
some
funny.
evidence to show her.
Yeah. Wow. So then what was your next?
So then from there, that's when I started seeing the Glowforge everywhere. And I wanted one, couldn't afford it. And I was like, man, I really want this machine. So then I thought, oh, you know what I'll do? I'll just get a Cricut and I'll start with that and I can sell whatever and then I can
Yeah.
make the money. So I got the
Nice.
Cricut and I was doing HGV and adhesive vinyl. So I was doing
Yeah.
t-shirts, cups, and
Mhm.
mugs and stuff. And then I started joining the Facebook groups.
Mm.
And then from there, I moved on to sublimation. And I was
Mhm.
like, oh, I gotta have a sublimation printer.
Yeah.
But I couldn't afford one. So I actually converted the Epson Eco Tank
Right.
to with the sublimation ink because I
Yeah.
can print the 13 by 19. I was like, I'm gonna go big. I'm gonna print 13 by 19. I thought I was, everything.
Yeah.
So that's how I started with like from the Cricut and then the HGV vinyl sublimation. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I need to get a laser. I need to get a laser. And then one day on TikTok, I saw someone posting, "Do not get a Glowforge. Glowforge is trash. Don't get a Glowforge." And I was like, "What?" So I was like, "Well." So then I started looking up other stuff. This isn't like in 2021 now. I'm
Yeah.
looking up other lasers, trying to find what else could be out there, and I came across the Tech lasers.
Okay.
And to my surprise, I can get like a bigger laser for half the price of the Glowforge.
Right.
So I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
So so in 2021, like September, October, I got the Tech. It was a 60-watt, 20 by 28 bed. And that's when I really fell in love with like the lasering. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So amazing. And
Well, how
from
was
that
it
machine,
going from like literally a magnifying glass? I cannot. That's awesome. Going from a magnifying glass to do your laser engraving to like a 20 by, you said 28 bed of an
20 by
Omtech?
28 bed. Yeah, it was amazing because like all I really had to do was really learn how to work light burn.
Right.
And I was in all the Facebook groups, so I was like, okay, I can do this simple thing. And then I actually started buying files, so that way it was already
Yeah,
made
that's a
and
great
good
way
to
to
Right.
go.
start. Yep.
Because I was like, I'm just going to Etsy, get some files, and it's just
Yep.
put it in there and trace it, or if it was a picture, put it in there, trace it, or if it was already
Right.
the SVG or whatever, I'm
Vector,
like good
yeah.
to go. And it was just all about doing my settings, because actually one of my first things that I made was ornaments. And at the time I had three Great Danes, by the way, and a
Mm.
Oh,
Pomeranian.
Wow.
So one of our
three
Great Danes
Great
had
Danes
passed.
and a
Three Great
Pomeranian.
Danes.
The three,
Yes,
Like,
and a
the
miniature
biggest and the
Pomeranian.
smallest. I love it.
Yeah, and I mean they can stand like taller than me, and I'm just
yeah.
only 5 feet, so they can stand like as tall as my refrigerator, and they all
Yeah.
weighed more than me, like 160 and above.
Wow.
So they one of my Great Danes died. So I made an
Oh.
ornament. I saw an ornament and it had his name on there. And it was a
Mm,
R.I.P. Milo. And I was like, I have
Oh.
to make this. That's his name. And
Right.
right.
so when I try to make it, the engraving part, I had my settings like too high. So it
Yeah.
like instead of engraving it, it cut through
Through
Oh
it.
no.
the
Yeah.
wood. And I had to remake it. And then when I remade it, I think I put um my husband's birthday as my dog's death date, and I had to remake it again. So the third time when I made it, it came out like perfect. I had the right cut
Nice.
settings, I had the right engraving settings,
Nice. Yeah.
and it was just a learning experience, but it was fun.
Yeah.
So and then like after a year of like using my own tech, randomly it just stopped working, and I didn't know what it was. Like I went through almost like 2 months of like back and forth, tech
Troubleshooting.
Mm,
support, troubleshooting, replacing stuff. And then Tech said, we'll just send you another one. And I was like, what? And they were gonna do it for free. They were just gonna let me return the one that I have
mm,
Okay.
and send me a new one. And back then I was hearing a lot of complaints about Tech, problems and stuff. So when they said that, I didn't say anything in the group. I'm like, I'm not jinxing
right.
myself. I'm not gonna say that. I'm getting my machine replaced for free. And then I
Right.
create a whole can of worms for everybody else.
Right. Right.
So I was like, you know what? I always wanted a bigger laser machine because you always hear buy the biggest you can afford. So I was like, man, I really want to get a larger one. So when it came time to replace it, I was like, can I just pay for the difference of like a larger laser bed?
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
And they were like, yeah, you can. And I was like, cool. And then at the time there was Black Friday discounts and some of the things that I was
Right.
able to stack. So with the cost of my machine, because they gave me the full purchase price. I didn't get like there wasn't
Nice.
oh,
like a refurbished price, full purchase price of the original laser, plus the discounts from the Black Friday and another discount. So those three, and I went from a 60 watt 2028 to a 150 watt that was 40 by 63 inches. I
Wow.
mean,
wow.
it was huge, like
Yeah.
Where did you put
huge
this?
in my garage. But here's the kicker. Within that time, I had moved from a home with a 2-car garage to a townhouse with a 1-car
Ooh.
garage.
With a
So it
no
was
car
like
garage. With an
yeah,
Right.
Ohm
pretty
Tech
much.
garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but
So when,
Florida, so I moved from Colorado, right? And in
yeah,
Colorado, people use their garage. Very rarely do people like not
Right.
use their garage for cars because of
right.
snow and
Mm,
hail and whatever, right? So I moved to Florida and I was like,
nobody uses that.
nobody uses their if they have a garage, they do not use it for their cars. And I was like,
Right.
It's full of storage.
why? Yes, it's
Yeah.
for storage always. And we did the same thing. And I had every
Yeah.
intention of finally of getting my car in there, especially during the hurricanes. That's when I really wanted to
Mm,
put my car in there.
Yeah.
And the storms and stuff. And then eventually we turned it into half storage or a third storage and then 2/3 studio and office.
Are you tired of spending hours cutting, painting, and assembling laser products? Look no further than the Crazy Laser Dad's Laser Ready Blanks.
Their high quality blanks are expertly sourced and tested and ready to use on your laser. Say goodbye to the hassle and frustration of time consuming projects and hello to more time creating and selling.
Plus, with their wide selection of items, you'll surely find the perfect blank for your customers.
Visit crazylaserdad.com today and take your laser crafting to the next level with their laser ready blanks.
The Riley Black Project is sponsored by Monarch Pine.
Monarch Pine is your trusted source for premium laser blanks and jewelry findings. From large loop earring hooks made specifically for acrylic and wood earrings to laser-tested stainless steel necklace and bracelet blanks, they have everything you need to bring your creative ideas to life.
As a maker, you know the value of quality supplies. And that's exactly what Monarch Pine delivers. Whether you're crafting as a hobby or running a full-time business, their products make it easy to design confidently and create stunning pieces.
Head to monarchpine.com and use code RileyBlack to get 10% off your order. Riley Black patrons get an even bigger discount, so don't miss out.
While you're at it, join the Monarch Pine Craft Supply Insiders Facebook group. It's a vibrant community where makers share tips, inspiration, and their incredible creations.
Monarch Pine, where your creativity takes center stage. Visit monarchpine.com and use code RileyBlack today.
Not tomorrow. Today.
Well, when that laser came, there was no vehicle that was gonna be in there.
No.
Right.
So it came, they dropped it in the driveway. It took up like the whole driveway because the box
Right
was
in
larger.
the crate. Yeah.
In the crate. So like, my husband was like, "Where are you gonna put this?" I'm like, "It'll fit. It'll fit. I already measured it. It's gonna fit. Like it fits like exact." With a little bit of space. Like if I had to like put a large board in there, I have to like really maneuver it to like
Gotta
get it in
open the
because I have
garage
no
door.
room.
Hey, but you're resourceful. Again, you
Yeah.
use a magnifying glass. You can do anything.
Yeah. And
That's
then
awesome.
from that machine, obviously with all of the laser groups, like you keep seeing more and more stuff. So that's when
They're
I
dangerous. They're very
yeah,
helpful, but very
dangerous.
dangerous.
And then I got into wanting to do, the cups and stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna get the pie burn. Even though with my laser, I got the rotary, I never touched the rotary because I was like, oh, I know how to use it. I'm intimidated, didn't want to touch it.
Yeah.
But then I keep seeing, oh, the pie burn, so easy to use.
Right.
Just plug it in, and I'm like,
It
okay,
is.
that sounds easy, And
Yeah.
I'm like, man, the cost of that better be easy.
Right.
So
Right.
so I got it. And I was like, I don't know how to use this. I was kind of scared to use it, but I finally bit the bullet, tried it out. But with that laser, because the z-axis of how far it goes
right.
down, it had like a triangular base, so it couldn't go down a whole lot. So I had to remove my honeycomb and remove the knife
Yeah.
blades
Yep.
to put like a board on there and then put my pie burner on there. So it
Yeah.
was a pain to
Yeah.
use my rotary every time I had to do a job because I wasn't really popular or anything. So like I'm just getting like one-offs, customer
Right.
jobs, repeat customers and stuff. So when I had to do rotary work, I would have to remove all my knife blades, remove the bed, and my honeycomb is huge, so I have to
Yeah,
like
especially with a
really,
machine
Right.
like that. That's
yeah,
like smaller machines. It's still kind of annoying. It's
yeah,
just you don't want to, right? It's a stop in production. If you and I
yes,
swear it's like if you have your rotary hooked up in your machine, that's when you're gonna get a bunch of flat work
Right.
orders.
yes,
Right.
If you have your flat work stuff, that's when it's like, oh, now you have and it's not even a lot, right? Like a 10 cup order or more.
yeah,
Right.
Okay,
exactly.
fine. I'll switch it over for that. It'll be like 1 or 2 cups. And you're like,
Yeah.
of course you want that when I have all this other flat work to do. But with the
Yeah.
huge machine, I mean, those honeycombs are awkward AF.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they have
like-
some flex to
Yeah,
them,
and so
so you
you're
have to be
like,
careful.
Yeah.
That was the next
Everything
thing.
falls out. It like starts sprinkling all the little pieces.
Yeah. So, obviously I wanted a dedicated, tumbler machine, but
Machine,
I
right.
was like, I can't do it. But then, I kept hearing, oh, you should get a Houtian. So then I started looking at the Houtian machines, and I'm like, oh, Galvo machines are look at that, that's so cool. I don't have to have a gantry going back and forth, and
Right.
you see. I did this. I went from doing this cup in this amount of minutes to this cup in this amount of minutes. I'm like, wow, that's cool. And I thought, you know what I can do, wood and acrylic with my CO2. So let me get a fiber
Yeah.
laser. So I got my first Houtier machine was the 60-watt fiber. And I was like, I'm gonna do the fiber mopa because I'm like, I'm gonna want to do color.
Yeah.
Up to this day, I haven't done anything with color and
Yep.
fiber. But I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna get the fiber mopa because someone's gonna want color and I'm gonna need to have the color. So I might as well
Right.
get it now. So I got the 60-watt fiber galvo. and did a couple of things with that. Actually, one of my biggest projects I did with that was for my that year in 2022, my grandma was turning 100 years old.
Oh wow.
Oh.
So I made these little dog tags. The front was sublimation, so I put her picture in there. On the back,
Mhm.
I engraved "Happy 100 years" or "Thank you so," something like that. So
Yeah.
for the guests that were coming, so that was like the first like large thing I made, and it was
Yeah.
obviously for free because for my grandmother.
Yeah.
And I procrastinated. I literally made it the night before the flight, and I have to fly to Trinidad. So,
Sounds about right.
and yeah, I had to drive to Orlando to get a direct flight from Orlando MCO
Oh
to
wow.
Port of Spain, Trinidad.
Wow.
So the night before, as I'm doing this, mind you, as I'm making these little dog tags with my fiber laser, my mom's in the garage with me because I'm doing her hair so we can travel. So I'm
Oh
doing her
god.
hair and running
Switching
my
Running.
fiber
over
laser.
the duct
Yes.
tags.
So I'm literally doing everything in right there in that little garage.
Yeah.
Did that. Everyone loved it, was happy. And then from that, I was like a year later, I got the 5-way UV because I'm like, oh, I have to do glass. I have to be able to do glass like the
Yeah.
proper way. I don't have to mask it. I don't have to put,
Right.
no black marking, no what's
Yeah.
the orange thing? Orange
The
blazer.
blazer orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna go for the 5-way UV. Couldn't afford it, but I was just talking about it. And it just so happened that there's this maker called Uzi, Jay Uzi. He used to
Mhm.
make stuff as well. And he was selling part of his business to kind of because he was still working full time and starting up a farm.
It's so funny
So he had
how all it takes for us usually
Mm-hmm.
is a deal.
Yeah.
yeah,
If you I don't need a UV. I don't need all of these other machines, right? And don't really have the space.
We don't. We're
At the
exactly.
maxed.
same time, you see one for really
Not
affordable,
right
like
now.
near you.
Not right now.
Yeah. And he was only like 45 minutes away from me. He happened to message me. He's like, "Hey Whitney, I saw, because I would always comment in all these
Yeah,
groups, that's so awesome. There's no, and he was like, I saw you were running a UV. I'm selling mine, and I'm in Lakeland. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I don't know. Anyways, I did it because I was like, I really did know what I want, just saying I didn't
yeah,
know, but I wanted it. So I got it. So I got the UV laser. Loved it. I was like, this is amazing. I can do plastic, I can do glass, I can do everything the CO2 can
yeah,
do, I can do it. And it's just, it was a fun machine. I actually loved the UV so much. Like I
yeah.
didn't even use the fiber as much as I used the UV. The UV, I
Right.
loved it so much. And then
Oh,
that wasn't enough. The X tools came out, and I was like,
Mm.
oh
Yeah.
my God. I can take my laser with me somewhere on vacation.
yep.
So I was like, I have to have the X2 F1. Like, I have to have it. Like, it's a must. Didn't need it, but I had to have it.
Right.
So then
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
And, I got it, had fun with it, used all the little, the samples that they gave me. And I was like, this
Mm.
can do, slate, wood, acrylic. I
Mhm.
was just having fun with it,
Yeah.
and it sat for a while because I didn't really do much with it, but I was like, I have a laser to if I want to go somewhere and do something and have
Right.
it. It's
Yeah.
there.
Well, you
But
did end up using it though, right? For your recent event?
actually no. I
Okay.
didn't end up using it because this is what happened. Well, actually before that, after the X2 F1, I got two
Uh.
more things. Because
Okay, go ahead.
so last year I got the 40-watt Galvo because I was like, I was like, I can finally have a dedicated laser for like for like cup stuff.
Oh, right, right.
Mm.
And or I can do like one-sided engravings without using the rotary. So I got that, which was actually
Right.
someone who was selling it as well because they didn't want it anymore and it was new. They bought it that year and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah.
Got it. And then the next thing I got after that was the 3D printer because I was like, I have to make
Mm.
jigs for all my stuff. I
Right.
have to,
We can always find a way to justify it.
yeah. I'm like, I have to make jigs. Jigs are so important. Like it helps you. the repeat stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get. So I got the X1 carbon. Okay, that
Mm-hmm.
was it. That was done. That I was done there for machines. That's what I thought. Okay,
And then,
and then but actually, to go back, since 2022, I have been interested in UV printers.
Mm.
And I've always heard they're so, like, the first time I saw one, I saw somebody posting about it, and I heard $30,000. And I was just
yep,
like,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a vehicle.
literally, yeah,
$30,000?
Mm.
yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
like, there's no way. What the heck? I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. So I'm like, there's got to be something else out there. There's got to be something
right.
else out there. Eventually, I started seeing this one Chinese company called FunSun on
Mm,
TikTok. And, they keep showing all these UV printers, but I kept hearing,
Mhm.
don't go with FunSun, the support's not there.
mm,
And I need something with support because I need to see
right,
people using
Right.
it. I need to see what mistakes they make. And I need to know when I have an issue,
Mhm.
I can be like, okay, this
right,
is not working. And I can just type it in. I can find an answer before I even ask the group. So,
right,
like, that's
Right.
how I like it. So I
yeah.
just kept putting it in the back burner, putting it in the back burner, putting it in the back burner. Then this year, I started seeing the J's printers. And I was
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
like, mm. And at the same time, I was seeing that the Yuffie Make was doing the Kickstarter thing. And
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh man, the Yuffie Make was reminding me of X-Tool. I was like, X-Tool is pretty easy. You just press a
Right.
button, you got
Yep.
you
not
got
to
pre-settings,
put any
you
ideas
know.
in your head, but Xtool is coming out with a UV printer next year as well.
I've been seeing stuff. I've been seeing stuff. I've been trying to
Yeah,
close my eyes.
right.
I've been
Me
trying
too.
because let me tell you, I already want the X-Tool F1 Ultra UV, like
Yeah.
Right.
F2U, yeah, like I already
Yeah.
want that. And I keep saying it every day and every day and every day. So my husband can hear and that he can start seeing videos.
So they start showing up on his phone too.
So they start showing up and I'd be like, wow, look at it. I would send the link to his phone so it can kind of like regenerate and show him stuff.
Yeah.
So,
That's so funny.
that's how it keeps going for me. I
Well,
keep seeing things
and
like it.
your UV isn't it in your house? Like, is it in your living room?
It is because I actually had the UV, all the Houghton gobbles, the CO2, the fiber, and the UV. They were
Yeah.
all in my garage.
That's a tight
But
garage.
the heat was just, I was like, I can't do this
Yeah.
heat no more. And
Yeah.
we had throw one of our couches because the dog, I got Great Danes, so they keep laying
Right.
on
Yeah.
the couch. We threw out one, and I saw the space in my living room, and I was like,
Your poor dogs are
that
like, you threw out our couch and put a machine
yes,
that I
I
cannot
can't
lay
lay
yes.
on
on.
that.
I threw out that couch and broke down their crate because where their crate was, that's where the UV printer
Well,
went,
and
and
one
where
that
the
fits a
couch
Great
was,
Dane is like house
Yeah.
size. Like,
It's a
yes,
house within a house.
right?
exactly. So I moved that table from the garage, and I put all the Galvo lasers in there and the 3D printer. So all I have in the garage right now is just shelves with, like, blank supplies
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
the big CO2 laser,
Hmm.
and everything else I move into the living room. And I swear,
I love it.
if any other furniture moves, I already have something to put in there. Like
You're like, I already know there's a machine going in this place. So
exactly.
you're
Like
soon.
I'm already
Does your
marking
husband
the
have?
spot.
Does your husband have like a chair or anything? Is that like at risk of leaving
Yes,
to?
there's a recliner chair that he uses, and also the Great Dane uses that one too because obviously his 3-seater couch was gone, so the Great Dane started like curling up on that
Stealing
couch as
his.
well. Yes, so even though he has a little bed on the floor, like a little Tempur-Pedic, 10-inch
Yeah.
mattress, which takes up my living room because it's huge.
Right.
Because I have to like walk around my Great Dane for everything because he's always in the way.
Yeah.
But like that's the living room setup. So yeah,
That's hilarious.
lasers and dog living
So
room.
what does your husband think about all of it? Is he just along for the ride or
No, he's he's not because I keep saying that I absolutely need something, and
yeah.
because of the last one that's not gonna do it, and I keep saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna make so much more money with this. I'm gonna make so much more money with this, and he's like, where's the money, Whitney? Where's the money?
Look at all
Where's
the
the money?
Where's
machines.
the money, Whitney?
Look at all these machines I
I'm
used to
like,
So
buy.
many
yeah,
things, no
but
money.
listen. And my husband, he loves buying cars. Like he works in the car industry, Every time
Okay.
he sees a gem, he's like, "This is a gem. I'm gonna get it." Like right
Yeah.
now, he wants to get a Supra. Like he has a truck. He wants to keep getting cars. So I'm like, "You get your
Okay.
cars, and I get my
Right.
lasers." I said, at least mine are investments. I can, make stuff and make money with
Sounds
mine.
fair.
That's my argument, that I can
Right.
make money with mine. So that was that, man.
Hey guys, how great would it feel if this was the year you finally got to escape the 9 to 5 and embrace a lifestyle of creativity and entrepreneurship?
Every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, Eon Laser USA invites you to join the Above and Beyond webinar, where you'll learn how you can make this a reality.
Join leading laser industry professional and brand ambassador Emily, aka That Mom with a Laser, and Eon Laser USA's sales manager Alicia as they dive into all things Eon.
Learn about the advantages of owning an Eon Laser and get the scoop on Eon's rewards and partner benefits. Plus, get a glimpse at how everyday people who started out with zero experience paid off their lasers, scaled their businesses, and transformed their lifestyles.
So if you're ready for a lifestyle change, head on over to eonlaser.us/why us and sign up for the Above and Beyond webinar today.
Thanks for listening. Laser on.
Bye.
Are you tired of endlessly joining jump rings?
There's gotta be an easier way.
Are your wrists aching after numerous orders? Introducing Keychain Thingies, the time-saving solution for anyone making keychains.
It's so fast and easy.
These revolutionary plastic thingies make large or multiple orders a snap. So easy, even a child can do it.
That was so easy.
So what are you waiting for? Go to keychainthingies.com and order now. Keychain Thingies will change your life. However, they should not be used to cure any medical ailments, repair broken relationships, or help lose weight. Do not use Keychain Thingies unless you want to save time and aggravation.
And so this year I finally got like my big job. That's when you were asking about with the X tool. Because that's what
Tell
I
us
was,
about that, because first of all, that being your first show, you
Yeah.
killed it. I was
Thank
showing
you.
my husband. I saw your reels and the stuff in your stories and your setup. The shelving looked great. The little lights that you put and
thank
how
you.
you planned all of that in the last few weeks. I mean, you probably I feel like all of us have a touch of ADHD in order to be able to do all of this. But
Yeah.
it's the pressure of those last few weeks, and then you just all of a sudden pull out this amazing display, especially for it being your first one. So tell us about that.
Yeah,
that
I
one.
can't believe. So the funny thing about that is that the event planner sent me a DM on Instagram, right? And all she commented under a video where I had a video of them moving my UV printer into the house. And she just said, "Hey, Whitney, just want to inquire about your services, and if you can do an on-site activation." And I'm thinking, I can't go nowhere with this UV machine. Like, what does she
Right.
mean?
Yeah, it's huge.
So
yeah.
I didn't really think much of it. And the thing is, that message went into my message request on
Of
Instagram, the DMs.
course.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it took me 3 or 4 days before I actually opened it. I read the message and I was like, I'm like, no, I can't take it. And I'm like, I can't do anything in my UV printer outside the house. So I kind of put it off, right? Anyways, 9 days later from her initial message, I messaged back and I was like, hi, and I was like, I do UV printing, laser engraving, and on-site engraving. And what services are you inquiring about? And then she mentioned she wanted to do, any laser, engraving. And I was like, okay, perfect. And I was thinking, Samita has a course about, using your
Right.
F1. So I was like, perfect. I can finally use my F1 somewhere and, it's all good. So I told her, I said, just email me the information about, what the event is about and,
Right, yeah,
and all that
details
stuff. And
and
we'll go
stuff,
from there. So we're going back up. So she messaged me I think in October. I think it was about 6 or 7 weeks before the actual event. So we're going back and forth about, what I can engrave and stuff. And I'm thinking, because she said it's going to be small business owners and, regular general population as well.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can engrave some pens and some notepads and stuff, some letterhead notebooks, those engrave really, really quick. And the F1 will be perfect. Then she messaged back and she was like, so we're thinking of doing whiskey glasses. And I'm thinking, oh, I don't think I can do whiskey glasses with my F1 unless I do the whole, put in the marking spray.
Right, and then,
That's just too many steps. I can't do that. So I'm thinking, So I was like, she was like, is that gonna be so no, so I said, oh yeah, I can do it. I'm just gonna have to use a different laser than what I originally was gonna plan on. Then she said, is
Yeah.
that gonna be an issue? And I was like, no. And I'm thinking,
No, I got
well,
it. I can do a
yeah.
magnifying glass if I need to.
I was like, I'm not turning this down. So I'm thinking, well,
Right.
I'll just take my UV, but my UV, it's like, it's the platform plate, it's the tower,
Right.
it's the other
Yeah.
piece at the bottom. So it's like a
Right.
three-piece thing. I'm
Yeah.
like,
And heavy.
it's heavy.
Yeah.
I was like, well, so, but then anyway, so she mentioned, it's gonna be an indoor event. So I was like, okay, that's works.
That's helpful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, indoor event. Outlets were going to be provided. I was like, oh, sweet. I don't have to worry about,
Yeah.
power.
Power. Yeah.
And then she showed me the room, and it was a nice room with a really big, nice table and everything. And I was like, well, that looks pretty sweet. And then she says, and our budget is 4K, and she had my attention there.
You're like,
I was
honey.
like, I was like,
4K.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
can make it work.
if
I was
that's your
like,
budget, it's a hard 4K. Okay. I can make that.
I was like, yes, we can do it. And I think originally they wanted 300 glasses. And I did a test because they wanted the Tampa Bay logo on there, the chamber logo.
Yeah.
And she said they were going to do 300 and then 80 of those would be, 100 of those would be for on-site engraving. And I was like, I'm going to have to engrave the bottom of the glass because I'm thinking if I do the rotary, it's going to take at least 2 minutes per
Right.
engraving. And I'm thinking that's 4 hours of engraving time to do 100. I'm thinking
Yeah.
time's not working. So I ended up doing it. It ended up being that she wanted 420 glasses now. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, never done an order where I have
Right.
to do
Right.
more than like 100 and something pieces. So
Right.
we were up to 420 glasses. And then, so, and we did 3 types of glasses. We did wine glasses, the whiskey glass. I did the round ones, and I did the square ones because I thought, with the square one, I might have like a flat side to do like a
Yeah.
quick engraving, which that didn't work because the flat side was actually had a little convex.
curve, of
So
course.
I still had to put it on the laser
The
on the
rotary.
rotary and balance it to
Yeah.
like get the engraving. But the good thing was that it was a prepaid job.
Right.
And I had all the time I needed to engrave all 420 of the glasses,
Yeah.
and then only 80. It ended up being only 80 that
That
we're
were
gonna
on
do
site.
live. So yeah, so I figured, okay, I'll engrave the outside of the cup for the logo, and I'll do the bottom of the glass. So when you drink, you'll just see I said I'll
Yeah.
put their initial at the bottom, so when they drink, they can see their initial, and it'll
Yeah.
look really cool and everything. So I was like, perfect. So I was so excited. I got my cups and everything, glasses from JDS, and I pitched that, I'm like, we also gonna need boxes. So I put the price of the boxes, I put the price of the glasses, and then, my price for the glass. And because when she after the 420, it ended up being like, because I was charging like $10
Yeah.
a glass,
Right.
right? And the boxes alone for 420 glasses was 200. It was like 199.
Yeah.
And the glasses were almost like $500 for
Yeah.
all the glasses. So and with those glasses that I ordered, I only had excuse me, I only had like I think I only had 6 spare glasses for the wine glasses and 4 spare for the whiskey glasses. So I had to make sure that these were on point.
Right.
Right.
But it so happened that some of the glasses actually came with imperfections. I had one where the glass was like rippled at the edge.
Oh no.
There was like pieces of glass, so I had to actually order more.
Yeah.
But I could only get them by the case, so I had to order a whole
Right.
nother case
Yeah.
to get more glasses. But so I did that. I did all the engraving. Was so
did
excited.
Sorry, was the glasses and the boxes and that stuff, was that separate from the 4K, or was that part of her budget as well?
It was supposed to be part of the budget,
Okay.
but it wasn't. So it ended up being more than 4K because what I had quoted them was like 5K, like 5,200.
Yeah.
And then she ended up asking, well, what if we just did the on-site engraving? And I was like, dang, now that cuts it really low. So
Right.
I priced it at $10 a glass. for no, I priced it at $15 a glass for on-site engraving plus an activation fee and some other stuff.
Yeah.
So it ended up being almost like 2,000 something dollars. And we went back and forth, and she ended up saying, "Well, is there any way we can get the glasses for like $9 and we not lose the quality of your engraving?" And I was like,
Right.
"Absolutely," because I'm like, I'm not gonna give this up. So I ended
Yeah.
up pricing the glass at $8.50 a glass,
Okay.
and I didn't charge it because before I was charging $5 extra for the on-site engraving portion,
Right.
but I didn't charge the extra for that, and it ended up being like $4,500 for the
Okay.
whole thing. And they took the deal, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so awesome!" And like I'm taking a day off work because I still have my nursing job.
Right.
I took the day off work, so I did all the glasses, finished a week ahead, and I was like 2 weeks before the event, I'm like, "Wait, how am I gonna get all these glasses? Because it's just me. It is just
Yeah.
Right.
me that's going to this event." So I saw this cart on TikTok, ordered it, and then it didn't come. It said it
Oh
was going to
no.
be late. So I was like, what the heck? So I ended up going to Amazon, found a way better one. It was like a
Mm-hmm.
6-piece like cart, a utility cart where it had like sides and I can make it like a
Yeah.
double decker.
Nice.
I put all the boxes on there. It fit perfectly. I was like, this is awesome. And I was like, wait, how am I going to get the machine there? I need another cart. So I ordered another cart from Amazon,
It escalates
and
quickly, doesn't it?
it accessed quickly. And then so all the machinery fit in that cart. And I was like,
But then how are
I'm
you going
gonna
to
need
display
shelves
them?
for I'm like, I need shelves for the
Exactly.
yeah, I need a display shelf. I'm like, not all my garage has display shelf, but it's all that I have to build it. So I'm
Right.
like,
Right.
then I saw the ones where you just open it up and you clip it, and I'm like, that's what I need.
Yep.
Ordered 3 of those, did a mock setup, and it fit perfectly. I was like, oh my god, this is beautiful, so awesome, I love it. And I was like, wait, for the people that have to engrave their names, I'm like, what if somebody says P and I think they say Z, like, so I'm like thinking,
Mm.
overthinking. So I was like, you know what? I'll put a sticker on top of the box, and I will put pens there
Oh,
so they can
have it.
just put the
Mm-hmm.
initials so I would know there wouldn't be no mistakes. I wouldn't engrave the wrong
Right.
Right.
thing. So I had all that ready. So the morning of, I'm like, wait, my pens, they're just blank. I can't just have blank pens. So I took like 6 pens. I put Whitney's Crafty things on the pens, engraved that. Then I was like, wait, I don't have any shirt or anything with like a mark. Like I have no
Right.
branding.
Smart. Yep.
So I pulled out my Cricuts that morning. Pulled out my Cricut from, dusted it off.
Right, Dusty. Yep.
Literally, I have the apron right here. I had this apron I got on Amazon, and
Nice.
I was pressing
There
my
you
Nice.
go.
logo
Looks
on there. That's
awesome.
that's the morning of. Also, I was like, for my stand, I'm like, okay, I need to differentiate the stand where they can pick the glass, because I
Right.
had square and I had round glasses that they can choose from for me to
Yeah.
engrave. So I was like, I need to differentiate that only this row right here you can pick from, and the rest is just the logo of the Tampa Bay Chamber. So I was like, I gotta make a sign that says free engraving. Oh my God, why did I not do this? This is the morning of. So as the Cricut is cutting this vinyl that was
Right.
dry rot, by the way, as it's cutting that, I am like
You're
laser
loading.
engraving.
Mm.
I'm laser engraving, free engraving, pick your cup, and I made this quick little sign.
Yeah.
And I threw together this stuff like so quickly. Is remarkable how like I went there, put it together, and I was
So
amazed. I
good.
was like, wow, this
Yeah.
is,
Don't forget the lights that you put under the cups too.
oh yeah.
Those were like,
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
I put a display cup on each stand so that they can see
yeah.
what it looked like. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them to have to be like, I can't really see it, because I wasn't sure how
Right.
the lighting was gonna be. So I'm like,
Right.
I'm gonna put an LED light. So when you put the cup on there, it's gonna just illuminate the engraving. It's gonna look amazing. So I did
Yeah.
that, and people were
Genius.
loving it. They
Yeah.
were taking pictures and everything. They were looking at me engraving, and I was like, so the other thing was that at the site, I was like, my laser, I have no type of protection. People looking
Mm-hmm.
at my
Oh,
laser.
right,
I'm
right.
like, oh man, I might get in trouble here because I'm doing it indoors. People are gonna
Right.
come
Yeah,
looking.
you don't want to
So I'm
give
like,
anybody any retina
yeah, I want to
damage
be
with
like,
their
I don't want to
glass.
be like, don't look at the laser, don't look at it. So I was like, what?
Right.
So literally, as I'm setting up, I took my iPhone. I have a spare phone. I put it on a stand, and I because I put part of the tower of the laser like to the side where you kind of have to like
Kind of
look over
block
it.
it. Yeah.
But I put my phone like looking at the
Oh, so that they can look
at
at your
my
phone
engraving, and
instead.
I had it on what you call it,
Smart.
time lapse. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and I put a sign that says you can watch me engrave your cup. So they were looking at the phone of me engraving live instead
Smart.
of looking at the laser. And I was like, that is so genius. Like, how did I
Yeah.
think of that? I felt like
Right.
everything just aligns. This is like my first on-site event, like first
Yeah.
time setting up outside of the house, never done anything. And I was like, I showed up there like this is like, yeah,
You owned
I do
it.
this every
Yeah.
week, every week. I do this
Right.
every weekend. Like I showed up there like, yeah, I know what I'm doing here. And man, this is my first time.
Fake
I
it till
didn't
you
even know
make
how it was gonna
it.
go.
Yeah.
I mean, I faked it until I was like looking like a pro in there. Like I was just
Yeah.
like going about it. And
That's
like
awesome.
and having the sticker on top of the box where they can just write their initials, it was
Mm-hmm.
super easy because they can just write it down, put it down, walk away, come back, and they're glad. They didn't have to stand there and be like, okay,
Right.
this is what I need on the glass,
Right.
and didn't
Right.
have to wait for it. And only one person asked me to do something different because I was just doing like first and last initial.
Yeah.
One person said, "Can you do like a first, last initial, and a middle initial, and put the middle initial larger?" That
Oh,
was
they
the
wanted a
only
monogram.
they were like a monogram, and
There's
I didn't have
always
it set up
one.
for that. Yeah, so
There's always one.
so that was the only one. And then one person, they picked up their box, and I think they turned it around, and their initials was MM. But when I picked up the box, I had the right orientation, it looked like
Oh,
WW, and
W.
I was like, is that WW? Is that MM? And I'm like, I don't know, but the show had started, so they had went to the auditorium because this was a small business award ceremony.
Right. Right.
So now they're in the auditorium, and they had left their cup there so that I can engrave it. So when they came back, somebody else came because it was a group, and they had like 4 glasses. So she's looking at the cup, and I'm thinking, I bet you that's the one that's MM and it's supposed to be WW. And I'm thinking, I see her watching, and she's like, I wonder whose glasses. I said, asking her, is it supposed to be MM or WW? And she said it's WW. I was like, no worries, I can make you another one. I made her another one. But that was the only thing that was wrong.
That's
Everything else
awesome.
was so smooth.
Yeah.
Completely
Nice.
Well,
smooth.
especially with like, human error, you're like, in kind of rushing to, you don't
Right.
want like people to
Yeah.
wait, like your first time,
Handwriting.
nerves, all
Yeah.
yeah. So to
Oh
only
my
have to
gosh.
redo one, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. There was no wastes. And then at the end of the night, when there was any leftover cups, the company was actually going to use that as their corporate gifting. So like nothing went
Nice.
to waste. I was like,
Yeah.
that is so sweet. Like a prepaid event, I didn't have to worry about selling people or talking to people because I'm like awkward. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, do I say hello? Do I,
Well, and that's like the perfect way to sell yourself, right? Because they
yeah,
see you working, they see what you can do, and you don't have to really say anything but maybe like hi and thank you,
Right.
You've
yeah,
already been paid. You're not trying to necessarily sell them because again, you've already been paid, but like
Right.
them
right.
seeing that and having that experience, hopefully that maybe will, at least open it up to like, oh, I've seen you before. Oh yeah, you were the one who did the awesome engraving, on site.
Yeah. It was just funny at the end of the night after I packed up everything, I packed up all my boxes, all my cards. Everything was super easy. Just slap it in, fold it in. It was like a
Yeah.
breeze to pack up. So I'm about to like back out of my car, and I look back, and there's a guy there, and he was like, "Hey," he was like, "Are you the Etch girl from tonight?" And
Mhm.
I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "Hi, my name is," he told me his name. And he's like, I'm the GM of, this hospitality center because it was a T. Pepin's hospitality center. He's like, I'm
Ah.
the GM. And then he gave me his card, and I was like, oh my God, that's so awesome. He introduced himself to me. He remembered me. He was like, hey, let me just, say hi and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And I left there feeling like all time high. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I got this opportunity. It worked out so well. Everything was
Yeah.
smooth, no hiccups. I was so happy. I was like, I did it. Like something I didn't think I could do,
Yeah.
Right.
completely did it and crushed it. Like I was
Yeah.
so happy for that opportunity.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So we're at about 45. So
Well, real
before
quick, did you
yeah.
follow up, or have you yet followed up
I
with
did.
him?
I did.
Good.
I actually
Yeah.
after the event, like that Monday, I emailed
Smart.
the event
Yes.
specialist, and I told her thank you for the opportunity and everything, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for any other events, and like I made sure like I had all my, because you know what's funny? this whole time we're negotiating and going back and forth, I'm thinking I'm looking like the biggest red flag here because I don't have a live website. Like
Right.
she can't just go and just see everything. All she has is my
Right.
social media, and I just have like a landing page. It just says like kind of
That's
what I
social
do.
media is
That's it.
huge though,
Yeah.
especially if you don't
Yeah.
have a website yet.
So I thought I'm like, she's probably already gonna go with me, that because she did mention they were pricing other vendors, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna get it. And
Yeah.
girl, I got it, and I was like, I was like, this is awesome. So I definitely
Yeah.
followed up, and
Did you
put my
email the
name back
GM
there.
though?
I did.
Okay.
I
Good.
emailed him as well.
Yeah.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
So before we go into the Patreon portion, tell people where they can find you. So what's your socials and your website if you have one now?
Okay, so well, the thing is, I've been thinking Shopify forever now, and it's on the back burner. That's something I need to invest in. Let me tell you,
Yes.
like I need to get that up and running because it's whitneyscraftythings.com, but it's not live.
Yeah.
And I have like a landing page, is whitneyscraftythings.cintra, that site. And that kind of tells you what I do, and it has like a contact us page where you can put your name,
Okay.
email, and
Yeah.
what you're looking for. Other than that, I just have my Instagram, which is Whitney's underscore crafty underscore things underscore LLC. It's long.
But it's how do you
It's
spell
Tings.
things?
TINGS. So
There
not
we
with
go.
the
Right.
H.
So it's the
Yeah.
Caribbean
Tings,
spelling.
Yeah.
It's the Caribbean spelling,
yes.
not the American spelling.
Right.
Yeah. And then TikTok is the same. It's just Whitney's dot crafty dot tings on
Cool.
TikTok, and then Facebook Whitney's crafty things.
Awesome.
Awesome.
So yeah, all the same. But yeah, that's my laser journey. I'm like in love with it, and I want to keep going, and I'm probably gonna get something else.
Of course, we always do.
Well, we're gonna talk more about your journey a little more in the patron portion. This is it for general admission. So if you want to hear the rest of it, you're gonna have to head over to Patreon. You're gonna want to stick around for the life update. It's coming up next. And we're back. Life update time.
Yeah.
So-
So I'll say this will be for the Gen Pop.
Yep, always a yawn right here at life update time.
It's like my body is like knows that we're towards
We're
the
done.
end, and it's
Right.
like it starts shutting down. I have to go to the bathroom. I start yawning. Then I got hungry. Anyway, it's the last episode of 2025 for Gen Pop.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So before we get into more about how the free Mirror 7 happened, because everyone was like, I posted about it and
Yeah.
they're like, how?
Right.
Because when I posted about it, I said when the universe drops a Mirror 7 in your lap, you make space.
right.
And everyone's like, what? How do I tell the universe? And I'm
Right,
like,
right. Must be nice.
Right,
Right.
yeah. So before we talk about that, I just wanted to do another huge thank you
Yes.
to any of you who are listening to us, who watch us, patron or not. We appreciate all of you so much.
Yes.
If we haven't hit it already, we're approaching 70,000 downloads. And to me, that is insane.
I don't know why my mom was calling.
Oh, okay. Back to that after the very important mom phone call. So if we haven't hit it already, which now I'm kind of curious, I want to look and see because we were really close. If we haven't hit 10,000 or not 10,000, 70,000 downloads yet, we're
right there.
really, really close.
Yeah, we're a little bit away.
That's by all of you. That's actually not
Yes.
by patrons unless patrons aren't 69.6.
We're almost there.
We're so close to 70,000 downloads.
And I mean, a lot of that was from patrons because we didn't have Patreon right off the bat.
And if they listen to
So-
audio only, then that's the audio only numbers. That's not
Yeah,
like
but that doesn't include
views,
Patreon audio.
Right, because it doesn't
That's-
capture those.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's
So-
that's just from Gen Pop and
Right.
and maybe some patrons still listen through like Spotify
Yeah.
or Apple Podcasts or wherever.
Some do it that way because it's easier to binge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, because it just plays the next one. Yeah, so thank
But
you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I say it all the time, but I promise you, I would not be doing this if you guys were not listening. We would find a million other ways to spend our time, but I love that, you know, the
We'd have more machines
weekly,
in this space,
we
unfortunately.
would. We'd have more machines. But yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in
Yes.
weekly or, you know, as often as you do. We really appreciate you and your support. And when we see our listeners in public and
it's the
you know
best part.
they
It's the
and
best part of
they're
doing
like,
this.
oh, you know, oh yeah, I'll say like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we have a podcast. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I watch or I listen,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh,
I mean, even at where was it?
Print United.
Print United
Happened
and the
twice.
X Tool.
Yeah.
Well, no, when we were in the X Tool, we had like, hey, what's
Yeah.
this? What's this machine here? Like, oh, I know you guys.
I
from
know you
whatever.
guys,
Let's
yeah.
take a picture. Like,
Right.
oh, okay, that
Yeah,
was
it was
that
awesome.
was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So,
great.
yeah, just we love you. Thank you.
Yes.
But now we can talk about the free Mirror 7.
Yeah, we have a Mirror 7.
Yeah.
Is it Frida? Is that her name?
Frida?
Frida.
Yeah. Someone said Lucky 7. I thought that was a cute.
yeah, that's
that
a
was
good
a
one.
cute one. So she might
Yeah.
have one. Might be a
Frida the Lucky 7.
Right. One's a nickname. But yeah, her name is Frida. Robin helped with that. She said like Freera, or because you know
Yeah.
the
Freera
play on
7 or
yeah
something
the
like
play on like Free and Mira.
Yeah.
And then that sparked the Frida
Yeah.
one. So her name is Frida. She's right next to BBL, badass baby laser. And so far, I love her. So how it happened was someone messaged me asking if they had permission to post about a laser that they were going to give for free to whoever could come pick it up. And I said, excuse me, what laser is it? Because depending on the laser, you know, if it would have been another fiber, somebody else can, that's somebody else's blessing, you know?
Yeah.
Depending on the laser, it was like, no. And then she said Mirror 7, and it had never been used. She ordered it in 2021, got it delivered in 2022, and hadn't used it since.
Right.
You know, she had big plans for it, but it was a lot bigger than she expected. It took up a lot of that room, and she, you know, 3 years later just hadn't got around to using it like she had intended to. And I was like, I need to go back and see what the conversation was in the beginning again. But I'm pretty sure I told her, I was like, I'm pretty sure my husband's going to say no. I was like, but let me just double check with him first and we'll see. And so I told you to come in and I was like, babe, I was like, someone's giving away a free Mirror 7. He was like, oh, okay, that's cool for somebody.
Where are we going to put it?
And I was like, I don't know. I was like, but it's free. And he was like, and he was not on board. And then he was like, I said, I was like, worst case, we take it, fix it up, and flip it, and we can sell it. We get it off her
And
hands.
I was still like, where are we going to put it in the meantime?
Right. And then he like gradually, he was like, you know, he kind of said no, but I hadn't like answered her yet.
So I had only said no because of space.
Right.
I hadn't
'Cause
said no
we're,
because of
like,
no.
at max.
Because
Yeah.
if you go back to when we still had the 9.
Yep.
And we were considering downsizing, or it came up and I'm like, you know, it wouldn't be the worst thing if maybe we got rid of the 9 and in that space put a 5 and a 7.
Right.
That way,
Because it was about the same.
that way you can have one for tumblers. And at that point it was the reverse, right? Because the red line wasn't out.
Yeah.
So the original 5 was still too small for tumblers.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So
well,
it was gonna be
too
the
small
7
for some.
Right, it was gonna be the
limited.
7, but because you do keychains and stuff, we were gonna use the 5 for flat work.
Right.
And the 7 would have been the tumbler machine.
Yep.
So I was kind of the one saying maybe a 5 and a 7 to replace the 7 because it'd be kind of like the 9.
Yeah.
Because it'd be the same footprint almost.
Yeah.
But 2 machines, so you wouldn't have to. So I wouldn't have to switch them back for you back and forth. So yeah, so when the 7 was again only no because we were like really max out in space, but we figured, oh well, we can put this over there and that over here, and basically the 3D printer it takes the space of the 3D printer and
The
and the fiber.
Yeah.
And the F1 was there on
Yeah.
that table too. So
We moved
we
that.
moved- we
moved the
moved-
fiber onto my shipping station. We moved the 3D printer over here.
over to the side where the mystery machine is.
And
that we
then
can't
the
talk about.
F1 is also on my shipping
Yeah.
station.
Yeah. So and then I
until we need
redid
it.
and then I basically just added
port.
another
Yeah.
another like extension to our exhaust system.
Yeah, so
it
we
wasn't
moved the
difficult.
5 over. And since we moved the 5 over, it's actually been engraving better with like less soot and stuff. So because the tubing that we had for the 5, it came down on the ground and then it didn't go up far, but a couple feet to outside. And I think that venting and,
Yeah. So we shortened the tube from outside
it
because we were planning to
my
use
engraves have been cleaner.
we were planning to use that access for the 7, but
Right.
didn't work. And then shorten because now the 5 is closer to the exhaust, so we shortened that. So now that's direct.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot less room for it to
less
go.
bends and
So
distance.
I think it probably like gained some suction.
Yeah.
Funny.
My phone isn't on Do Not Disturb anymore, and I'm already getting distracted by
shiny things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
needless.
So we have
But
the 7
It
so
fits
far.
amazing.
Yep.
It's almost like it's already been there. It's now a big workspace that I keep using to pack boxes
stuff on
and
top of.
orders and put stuff on top of, and then I move it off. I tend to
Surprisingly-
be moving stuff from back and forth between whatever laser I'm working on. I then move all the shit off of that one and move it on to the other.
Without
But-
jinxing it, surprisingly the tube is still
So I spoke to Eon a little bit, and I was like, "Listen, what do I need to be
what should we
aware
do?
of, like when we get this? Like,
Right.
what are the first steps? What do I need to be checking for?" And Martin, and he talked to EJ a little bit too. But Martin was just like, run through the regular, startup steps, and so we did that. We got everything like set
align
up.
the
We did the
mirrors.
alignment. Well, and so the first day that we got it in here, John and I actually moved
I was gonna
it
get to that, by ourselves.
ourselves. Which,
Catch- that
if you
video
know
should be
anything
up.
about me, I don't lift. Like I had I had freakishly I was freakishly strong when I was a little girl, and I think we joked that I used up all my strength as a kid, and I don't have it now. If it's not just like actual
Until-
strength, but then
until the neighbor's
things
like, I
hurt.
won't be there till later to help you, and you really
until
want that machine. in.
impatience
And then she
comes
summoned
in.
her strength.
I did. And then, listen, the carrying straps really, the shoulder straps
Are-
really,
yes,
they're
clutch.
magic.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason. There's no way I would have been able
If you
to
remember,
lift it without
if
that.
you viewers remember, my brother and
Sketch.
I moved the
Sketch.
9 by ourselves with
Yeah.
those straps
Don't
from
recommend,
the garage into the house.
but they did it.
Yeah, we did. it.
But we did the same thing with the 7.
7.
A video will be coming out on
No, it
that
should
very
by
soon.
the time this
It'll
time
be
this
up?
airs, it'll be
Okay.
up. It'll be up
So
today.
you can check that out. But we moved it in all by ourselves, and so that day when we moved it in, I grabbed a piece of cardboard and I was like, let me just pulse the laser and see like what happens.
Right.
Like, is it going to be dust that comes out, or like nothing, air, or is it
Or is it gonna pulse? Yeah,
right? And
Yeah.
it actually pulsed, and I
pulsed.
was like, okay.
which was a good sign. Yeah.
And there's no way to know like how strong the pulse was, right?
Right.
So
Right. It just
I fully
it fired.
expected,
Yeah.
alignment to possibly be difficult, or my first test card to be difficult. Also, who am I that the first cut that I ran was a test card? Like, I don't. I was allergic to material test cards, and now I run them all the time. I did a cut one and an engrave. I did 2 cut ones because the first cut one I did, the power was too high.
Right.
Because I fully expected it to not be running at full capacity.
Right.
I ran. I did an 1/8 inch test on acrylic, and I did power 60 to 90. Every single cut was like, none of them were still in there, right?
Right,
Because you
right,
kind
they
of
all
wanted that
went
wide
through.
range of like, this is where it starts cutting through, so that you can figure out the best
Right.
optimal cut settings. Well, then it cut through every single one. I was like, oh, I gotta lower the
this.
power.
Right.
And I did a 30 to 60 range and 8 to 15 power, because with acrylic, low and slow, right? So lower
Like
power.
a smoker.
and slower speed is typically what gives you like the cleanest cut and the cleanest edges. So there was only 6, maybe 7
Yes.
squares that Thanks, Shannon.
I didn't say it.
I know I did. I walked into that one. That didn't cut through.
Right.
And that's yeah. I sent it I sent a picture of the test card to Martin, and he goes,
In your
"Is
face.
he goes, is that the free laser?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah.
He
Now,
was shocked.
We're fully expecting this
We-
tube to
yeah.
die at any moment.
And let's not speak it into existence.
No, but we're ready.
We went into this knowing that we may have to replace the tube either immediately or soon after. So hopefully, knock on wood, that we don't need to.
Right. I've already watched some videos on how to
Right.
put
We
it
did. We
in.
got advice from Christina Sams, who actually just recently had to replace one of her tubes in her Boss laser.
Yeah. So we're ready for when that day comes.
When, hopefully not for a while,
Hopefully
but
not.
so far it's working
Yeah.
great. I'm actually going to run some tumblers on my 5 today and some flat work on the
Oh, you're
7.
on the- okay, nice.
So, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, so far I love her. She fits there like she's always been there. The stuff that we moved to the other side also fits very well.
Yeah.
It kind of it just worked out. And we actually, because we've been actively downsizing stuff and like going through stuff and having donation piles and throwing stuff away, I actually have more space now than I did before we got her, because we were already in the process of trying to clear stuff out and organize the workshop. I feel like us business owners will always be organizing said workshop, and as soon as you think you got it set up to where it's going to be, then something else shows up.
Yep, like a free 7.
Yep. So if anybody has a free UV printer in working order from Jay's Printers, or a free logo jet or Mamaki that they
you're
don't
asking
need
a lot
anymore,
for that.
I know,
A
but I
free
mean, if
It's
you
too
don't
soon
ask,
for that. True.
the answer will always be no.
And the universe won't bless you. You're right. You're right.
So
put it out there.
If it's out there, we're open to it.
Yeah.
And we'll make room. I don't know where, but maybe
really don't know
we'll do the podcast with a UV printer literally behind us, because that's the only
As our
place we'll have-
table.
Yeah.
We'll do the podcast standing up from the work.
Hey, don't block the blessings. If you got if that's how it's got to be. Like, people joked on my video that like Whitney, she'd give up her bedroom,
Right.
her bed, if it meant a free machine. And you do what you got to do if it shows up. So
Okay.
just saying. But anyway, this is the last episode of 2025 for our non-patrons. Our non-patrons will have one more. It will be just John and I. We'll be doing a recap on the craft show, because we hadn't got around to that yet.
This is what I love about this show. That's news to me.
Yeah.
So
I told you we were going to do an episode. But
you did tell me we were doing a episode on it. You didn't tell me that, hey, the next one's just going to be us.
Yes.
So
well, now you know.
Now I know that the next one is just us.
Yes.
So
but yeah, so it's the last one of the year for Gen Pop, and again, we thank you. We
guys.
love you. And yeah, what do you
here's
say?
to a great 2026 for
Yes.
everyone. Way better. We're gonna put
It's
2025.
It's gonna be better.
It's gone.
It's an
on
even
to-
number.
On to bigger and better things.
Yes.
And more content for everybody.
Yes.
And with that, it's been another great episode of the Riley Black Project. Crystal and John.
Bye.
Maybe we're all done. The Riley Black Project. Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
Wait, hold on. Nino, I'm recording.